Hello Scorpio, and welcome to your monthly horoscope for January. This is for the Sun or the Ascendant. As ever, I'm going to give you a broad overview of the key strands to look out for, but then please stay with me. I will dive deep and give you in forensic detail the influences that are going to be so important to you and your sign this month. Now, on the screen now, you can see your birth chart for the start of the month. The collection of the energy in Capricorn is particularly critical. The third house that Capricorn represents for you is everyday communication. But ironically, Mercury, which governs third house energy, well, that's in shadow as we begin this new year. It was actually in shadow for the last few days of last year too. So if there has been a sort of bit of a dulling of some of the interactions you've had, say, between relatives or people immediately around you, it wouldn't be a complete surprise. But the Sun in this area is forging a gorgeous alliance with Uranus in your opposite sign. And that comes together in the new moon on the 2nd. So the month following can really see you sparkle around communication, but particularly where you're approaching things in a really fresh way. And as long as you're aware that Mercury does on the 2nd move into a much tenderer location, the sign of Aquarius, where you have the more restrictive energies of Saturn, and will be going retrograde from the 14th. So generally, words, communication provides an opportunity for you this month, but you have to choose the words carefully, particularly at the start of week 2 to the end of week 2, when the Sun advances and meets your modern ruler of Pluto. This is going to give you awesome passion, but the opposition they forge with the full moon in Cancer on the 17th could bring some different points of view to bear, which you may need to negotiate. Now, there's lots more to tell you about, but if you are new to my channel, please would you kindly subscribe by clicking or tapping on the bell notification symbol. Also, with year 2022 ahead of us, if you'd like to have your personal forecast and character analysis prepared by me, you can get 30% off. And if you order towards the end of year 21, I give you the rest of the year free. If you order later in January, please don't worry, I will give you a full 12 months. Please see the link beneath this video and gain searing insights based on your own birth data. Hello Scorpio, your January forecast sees your ruling planet Mars, your traditional ruler, in the second house of your situation through to the 24th of the month. And that's going to make you determined to grapple with financial issues in a robust way as you come into this new year. It's also true because of the level of energy in the third house in the sign of Capricorn that it's not just what you say that counts, it's how you say it. But if you need to deploy a little bit more diplomacy, then the gorgeous link between Venus and Neptune in the first 12 days can help you to put across a point with a deftness that can really help your situation. Now, Mercury does move into the sign of Aquarius on the 2nd, and as we start this new year, the two rulers of Aquarius are agitating once more in a right angle. They came into direct square on the 24th of December, and it's going to be a broad connection between them through the first 2 months of this year. What this means is that there could be somebody close to you that you feel is cramping your style. And if that's the case, the fact that Mercury moves into this area is suggesting that you're not too reactive in the way that you respond to anyone's defensiveness. It's important that you pick your words carefully. Keep a sense of detachment, which Mercury in Aquarius, where it's really blessed, can help you to do. Now, of course, Mercury does go into a retrograde on the 14th. So if you're doing anything around your home, like some physical changes wanting to work from home. It could be actually the program of works or the change starts to happen during the retrograde. Now don't feel because it's a retrograde you can't do anything. Retrogrades often are brilliant times to reprise, repair, to go again. It's not a time to sit on our hands and do absolutely nothing, but it is a time where we need to choose our words carefully and make sure that other people have the same clear understanding of situations as we do. So in this case, I think that would be very much somebody close to you. Now, the passionate energies of your modern ruler Pluto and the Sun come into contact from the start of week 3. This could be a time when you're determined to get yourself a new vehicle, especially if you've worked very, very hard on raising the funding for it. But also, people could find you a little bit opinionated at this time, thinking that now the angle between Venus and Neptune has declined, you're much more forceful about putting your point of view across. Now, sometimes it is important to stand our ground, but not to the point that it actually becomes a situation of conflict. So listening to what other people are saying on the back of the full moon, which occurs on the 17th, is going to be crucially important in the last part of this month. Now the 20th sees the Sun join with Mercury and Saturn in Aquarius, and any changes you're hoping to make around your home life, or perhaps that home-based business, those can start to come forwards. But Mars, your traditional ruler, moves on the 24th into Capricorn, where it loves to be. So once more, that sense of excitement and enthusiasm which has manifested itself all month can be back. And if you're single, the last 2 weeks of this month see a gorgeous link between Venus and Uranus. So although Venus is in retrograde through to the 29th, it's forging 2 very helpful links this month. First with Neptune, then with Uranus. Now Uranus can be a disruptive influence, but it also can make things happen very quickly and very unexpectedly. So someone can come into your orbit that you're just really bowled over by during this last 14 days of January, and that could definitely make your pulse race quickly, particularly if it is somebody who's a bit provocative in some way, mesmeric, someone who shares your kind of intensity. But there's no pushover, but that can see you even more intrigued. But in an existing relationship, it could be a fine time to try to rejuvenate things by approaching things with a fresh eye. If some of the patterns between you and your partner have become rather predictable, now's a great time to try to refresh things and find that initial spark you first had when you first met. I'd like to wish you a very happy January and year 2022. For now, all the best and goodbye.